Hi, my name is Dave Upthegrove, State Representative from the 33rd District, which includes a large portion of the City of Kent. I have the honor of serving in the State House of Representatives as Chairman of the House Ecology and Parks Committee. In that role, I have the opportunity to provide leadership on issues affecting the health and environment of our state. I believe strongly that in order to have good jobs and a strong economy, we need to keep Washington a great place to live. And to that end, there are two proposals I'm working on this year to help achieve that goal. First, I'm working to protect and restore our state's natural treasure, Puget Sound. And second, I'm working to make sure our state does our part to reduce the pollution that contributes to global climate change. Let me start by talking about Puget Sound. Oil spills, while they are rare, they present the greatest risk to a catastrophic disaster in Puget Sound. That's why we need to make sure that we provide protections to those vessels and ships coming through Puget Sound. To that end, we passed legislation off the floor of the House this week that will guarantee a rescue tug is positioned at Neah Bay to help guide and provide safe passage to the oil freighters and the other ships coming through. The cost of the tug will not be borne by taxpayers, won't be borne by people here in Kent, but those industries that contribute that risk to the pollution will pick up the cost to help guarantee that we have a healthy and clean Puget Sound. When it comes to climate change, this is an important issue because the cost of inaction is so great. Our state in particular is at great economic risk if the climate continues to change the way it is. We face economic costs to our agriculture industry and our forest industry due to a reduced snowpack. We also want to make sure our state is positioned in a clean economy to create jobs as we come out of this recession in new clean energy economies. That's why I've sponsored legislation requested by Governor Gregoire to take meaningful steps towards reducing our carbon emissions. We're going to do a number of things. Number one, we're going to cap the pollution coming from the coal-fired power plant in Lewis County. This is one of the oldest energy generating facilities in the state using old technology. And the electric sector contributes 20% of the pollution that causes climate change. That one facility makes up 75 to 80% of that pollution. So if we can take steps to reduce their pollution, we're going to make good progress. Secondly, we need to address the transportation sector. Pollution from the transportation sector makes up nearly half of the carbon emissions that cause global warming. That's why the legislation I'm proposing includes bold measures to invest in the transportation system of the future. We're going to invest in a pilot project to make sure that we have the infrastructure for new fuel technology vehicles, so that if you're driving an electric vehicle or a hydrogen cell vehicle or a vehicle that uses alternative cleaner fuels like ethanol, that we have gas stations and fueling stations available on our state highways. Secondly, we're going to support the infrastructure needed for electric vehicles. We're going to use the state's purchasing power and team up with other states to make sure that the public fleets that we ordered are electric vehicles to help create that demand and get Detroit building those cars. We think that we can team up with Oregon and California and have a West Coast electric car project that the federal government will fund as a demonstration that really leads the way for the clean transportation system of the future. And finally, we also need to reduce the pollution from our built environment. That's why we're creating policies to direct the new federal stimulus money into energy efficiency upgrades. We want to use local labor. We want to help low-income people with weatherization and create jobs and improve our environment at the same time. So we're going to reduce pollution from the electric sector. We're going to reduce pollution from the transportation sector and pollution from the built environment sector so that we can make meaningful progress. At the same time, we're going to direct our state to continue to participate in regional and national efforts to help shape any regional and federal climate change policies so that Washington State's economy and Washington's values are reflected in any national legislation. President Obama has called for climate change legislation to be on his desk this year, and we want to have a hand in shaping what that legislation looks like so our state can remain competitive and have good jobs and a strong economy now and into the future. I'd welcome your input on any climate issues, any environmental issues, or any issues facing the legislature. Again, my name is Dave Upthegrove, and I'm here to serve you.